Robert Dwight Laswell was born on February 13, 1902 and died on December 18, 1978. He was an American political scientist and communication theorist. He earned his bachelor's degree in philosophy and economics and was a PhD student at the University of Chicago.
Next, we will hear about Laswell's model of communication. One of the first models by Laswell in 1948 described communication as a linear or one-way process in which one person acted on another one person. Laswell believed that the easier way to describe communication is by answering these 5 questions. First one, who, defining who is the communicator. The second one says what is the message. The third one, in which channels, what is the medium that been used. The fourth one, to who is the recipient. The last one is with what effect. What effect will the recipient get from the message?
Paul Lazarsfeld.
Paul Lazarsfeld was an Austrian-American sociologist best recognized for his contributions to communication studies. One of his most renowned theories is the two-step flow model of communication. He contended that communication should be developed with the intended audience in mind, taking their backgrounds, interests, and motivation into account.
This theory suggests that opinion leaders or influencers play a key role in how information circulates through a population. As you can see in the diagram, in the first step, opinion leaders are exposed to media messages, and then, in the second step, these opinion leaders pass the messages on to their peers. This theory basically suggests that opinion leaders have the power to shape the opinions of the masses by passing the messages they receive from the media onto their own peers.
The theory from Paul Lazarsfeld has also left its mark on communication today, as the theory has shifts the focus from media to interpersonal communication, as it emphasizes the role of interpersonal communication in shaping the public's opinion. This theory has also emphasized the need for targeted communication, where it suggests that communication should be tailored to specific audience with the characteristics and opinions of opinion leaders.
Kurt Lewin was born on 9 September 1890 at province of Posen, German Empire, which is right now it had become Poland, and he died at the age of 56 on 12 February 1947 at Newtonville, Massachusetts, United States. His spouse's name was Mary Landsberg, and they had 4 children together. And he is known for group dynamic, action research, and forceful analysis.
Kurt Lewin contributed to the Gestalt psychology by expanding the Gestalt theory and applying them to the human behavior. He was also one of the first psychologists to systematically test human behavior, influencing experimental psychology, social psychology, and personality psychology.
Kurt Lewin was primarily interested in small groups and the way they function. He conceptualized what is called life space, which is a group member psychological environment. This includes a person's goals, values, needs, memories, beliefs, and other forces that may influence behavior. Lewin is known as the father of modern social psychology because of his pioneering work that utilized scientific method and experimentation to look at social behavior.
And now I'm going to talk about Karl Ivor Hovland. Karl Ivor Hovland was born on June 12, 1912 at Chicago, Illinois, United States, an American psychologist who pioneered the study of social communication and the modification of attitudes and beliefs. I will pass it to Farhana, as I'm sure she will share more about him.
Moving on, I'll be talking about his early works. He was in experimental psychology on learning, and between the years of 1942 until 1945, he worked for the U.S. War Department studying the effectiveness of training films and information programs.
After World War II, Hovland returned to Yale University, and during his service, he directed further studies in attitude and communication, particularly on the prestige of the communicator and the order of presentation of arguments.
Lewis Crum was one of the pioneers in communication studies around the world. He was born in the state of Ohio, United States in 1907 and developed a complete theoretical study on the subject. His major contribution as a communication theorist is the model of Tuba, in which he makes an analysis about the communication process of mass media. It is focused on how the communication process develops from the point of view of the mass media.
According to this model of communication, when a sender passes on the information to the receiver must interpret it in the desired forms the sender wants and give him feedback or respond accordingly. Any communication where the sender does not get feedback, the communication is incomplete, thus ineffective. Some of the conclusions drawn from Crum's works are first that the closer the content of the message approaches the receiver's values, the better the reception will be, and second that there are effects of communication that cannot be controlled by the issuer, such as the personality of the person receiving it or the roles of its social group.